Hey there, fellow train sim enjoyers. Long time no habla. Today we're going to take a look at something that's not terribly new. This has been out for about a month, a little over a month now, and I kind of slept on it. And I wish I hadn't, because it's a very nice little pack. This is, of course, the Connecticut Department of Transportation McGinnis P32AC-DM Locomotive pack by train sim modder Matt J. Now, he's been working on this for quite a while, as long as I can remember. I remember, him teasing pictures of this thing, and I'm like, damn, that's a spicy tamale. And it does. They look really, really good. Well, he finally released it, and while the skins look incredible, I thought that's all it was a reskin, and not to do disservice to anything by saying just a reskin. But I typically don't like to make a video of something that's just a reskin because, well, it's a reskin. And, I don't know if that's worth your time or, whatever. Anyway, so let's get into it here. So this was released finally. He was working on it for several years. And it's a nice little pack. All you're going to need is the Metro North P32. Now, that is the non-Hudson line P32. So that one ain't going to work. Don't try it. And this one, this is all this is compatible for. It's the standalone Metro North P32 AC-DM. And you're going to get quite a bit for this. But first and foremost, just for those that may not be aware, as usual, I'm going to go over what these locomotives are, what they did, what they smell like, if they're ticklish. Anyway, so this is the P32 AC-DM. It's a Series 2 Genesis locomotive, yes, like the P42 and the P40 as well. Now, the P stands for passenger, the 32 stands for 3,200 horsepower, the AC stands for alternating current, and DM stands for dual mode. So they were developed for Amtrak and Metro North to run passenger services, obviously. They had a diesel prime mover, of course, on board. And they also ran on third rail via a 750-volt DC pickup. Now, what's interesting about these is the Metro North trains, which is what these are. These are the Metro North versions right here that ran out of Grand Central and beyond, and north and east, really. They ran an underrunning pickup shoe, so they ran under the third rail for the power pickup. The Amtrak variants that ran into Penn Station had an overrunning pickup shoe, so it's kind of funky. There are several differences, nothing too massive though between them. But anyway, they had obviously 3,200 horsepower. Now, when the head-end power was turned on, and what head-end power is, just to reiterate again, it's essentially a generator that powers power to, like, the coaches, like, say, back here. So back in the old days, it used to be a steam generator, or even older, it used to be a stove with wood or coal, and that heated it because it gets pretty cold up here in New York. But roughly when the HEP is active, it loses quite a bit of horsepower. They got about 2,900, I think. They were geared for 110 mile an hour top speed running, but I believe when they are on electrified bits using the DC power, the other mode of the bimodal power, I think they're only rated for like 60 safely to run on at 65, something like that. But they were geared for 110 once they got that diesel working. Now, all of the P32 AC-DMs were only used on operations north out of New York City. So they ran, let's see, Grand Central Terminal to the unelectrified bits of the Harlem line, the Hudson lines, the Danbury branch, and all that good stuff. And then Amtrak used them, going up the Hudson River Valley, yada yada. But what's neat about these is they had escape hatches, which the Amtrak variants didn't. So this little hatch on the nose here is so the engineer or the train crew could escape in the event of an emergency in one of the tight tunnels. So, because you wouldn't be able to get out of the side or the windows or anything like that. So they built these hatches, which is pretty neat. So that's what's unique about these a bit. But overall, Amtrak had about 18 Metro North had 31 initially, and within those 31, within those 31, the Connecticut Department of Transportation owned 4. They bought them outright. Said, "Give me 4," and they got 4. And the 4 are these right here. So they got 4 of these bad boys in this McGinnis. I've heard people pronounce McGinnis different ways. I'm not from up there. I'm just a dumb southern boy. But I'm gonna go for McGinnis. It looks like McGinnis. We'll say McGinnis. I've heard some other things, but you know, I don't know. What do I know? So I'm gonna say McGinnis. Sorry if it's wrong. But anyway, this is a throwback or an ode to the old New Haven in their McGinnis scheme, and it was gorgeous. This is a gorgeous and striking scheme. I mean, this compared to like the blue and silver of the Metro North. Yeah, I'll take one of these any day. But they're both pretty cool. But so anyway, yeah, neat engines. Few variations between Amtrak and these, but not too many. What you're going to get on these is auto numbering. So there's 4 of these. I cannot remember. It's like 229 through 2. Let's see. I'm going to count on my fingers. 229, 230, 231, 232. So you got 228 and 231 here. So you're going to get 4 of those. If you plop 4 down in the game, you're going to get 4 numbered correctly. The decals that were made were for, I'm going to shorten it and say pre and post furb. So pre-furb and post-furb. I'm talking about refurbishment, of course. They also have naturally 4K textures and look very crispy. Crispy tater chip there. New headlight flares, toggleable ditch lights. Toggleable. It's a weird word. You can turn those on with the J key on your board of keys. And of course, a new horn and bell, which was aliased onto these because the ones that came on them by default were incorrect. Shocker. Yeah. And what's funny about this is like a lot of old stuff, one Mr. Anthony Wood from Searchlight Simulations used to supply a lot of sounds for a lot of the North American stuff for Dovetail Games, and they were correct sounds. And then Dovetail Games would get the stuff and go, hey, we don't want to put those correct sounds on there. Let's grab some crappy reused sounds and throw them on there instead. Sounds like a better idea, right? Right? You sound like Dovetail? That's what they do. So, the horn and bell on here are from something of his back in the day, as well as these prime mover sounds. And you may be thinking, if you don't know about this pack, goddamn, them don't sound like P32AC-DMs. And you are correct. They are actually P42DC prime mover sounds. But that's fine, because it's fairly close. You know, one's 12 seal, one's 16. You know, they got different notch scheduling and RPMs and amperages and all that different crap. But they, in essence, sound the same. And they don't sound bad. And I can't imagine if these sounds weren't on here, what the hell would be on here? Because I can promise you it wouldn't be good. So I'll take these any day of the week. Anyway, so yeah, in 2012, the Connecticut Department of Transportation, that is a mouthful, sent their 4, so they had 4 of these again, back to GE to get furbed. So they got all furbed up, right? Now, they already had the paint schemes, so they came back with the paint scheme sheen. Same deal, just freshened up, and they changed a couple of things. So this guy right here is pre-furb. It's got one GE decal. It's got America on there. I like that, by the way. And the numbers were thin. I don't know the font, none of that. I don't know that. We're just going to call them skinny. And they had the skinny numbers. So this was pre-furb. This was before they sent them back to Erie, Pennsylvania and got them furbed up. This is post-furb. They got the fat numbers, okay? So you got skinny, fat. You'll also notice no America. I don't know why they did that. I like the American flag on there. It looks nice. And then they got the new plate and the old plate. So that's OG triple OG fresh to death, you know, builder's plate. And then they got it again and furbed it up. And they had to put another one on there. So you can tell it's fresher. And that's pretty cool. You can see this one here is kind of old and grimy. And that one's, you know, fresh laundry. You know, fresh white socks out of the laundry right there. So it's nice and crispy. I don't think, and I shouldn't go with think. I probably could have looked it up on the interwebs. But I don't think many other things were done between the two. I think some of the electrical systems got overhauled for better reliability, but mechanically, I don't think much happened. Please do let me know, as always, in the comments if they did. I'd like to know a bit about these if I, you know, can't find what's what on the internet. So yeah, if you know something, holla, holla, holla. But they're good-looking locomotives. So they're 4K, rezzed up, textured. Now this is actually an orange, and again, sometimes my colors may not be correct in the game, but it looks pretty damn good. If you know, pop open images online of these things, it looks pretty correct. But yeah, so that's that. I'm pretty sure it's an orange. It's always kind of looked red to me, but it's almost like a blood orange color, if you will. The bottoms were painted as well, so that is not just kind of like bare metal. That's actually painted black down there. Yes, they have the comically large plows or pilots on the front. You know, sadly, that's got nothing to do with the mod, but you know, let's throw back to you know, True Rail Simulations and their P42 pack, and they had that new plow on there, and that thing looked incredible because it looked legit. But this thing is massive. It's like it belongs on some construction equipment. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with the pack. But so it's still that model. I mean, the paint looks very nice. The lines are super crisp. I mean, looking at the thing front on, the Genesis have some funky angles, and that is as right and plumb as I can tell. That looks pretty sharp. Of course, the New Haven as well. That is very, very, very sharp. Looks incredible. With the New Haven on the side. This looks very nice as well. I mean, even for tiny ass letters like this, that's still very, very sharp. That looks good. Is good. America. The big New Haven on the side looks good as well. These are very sharp. These are sharp as hell. I can't see hardly any jiggy jaggies on these at all. Little bit right there, but you know, you're not going to be doing that, or maybe you will. I don't know. It's up to you. But and then there's the seal, the state seal, and not the marine mammal. No, I mean seal as in the thing here, not a harbor seal. But that looks very good as well. Then you got the fatty number back there. I don't know if this was added, this kind of privacy film or whatever that they kind of put in that back window. I don't remember that being done, but honestly, I never really looked at the back of these in just the Metro North form either. But all right, so yeah, enough blibber blabber. So this as well, for those that are aware of the Open Northeast Corridor project, which fixes a lot of the in-cab safety signaling and whatnot, which covers pretty much everything that touches the Northeast Corridor train sim, that is compatible with these as well. So good news there if you want to use that. Let's see, I think I got this one set up here, so we'll go ahead and turn on the lights. As you can see, new, nice, natural light flares instead of the retina searing light flares that come on the default Metro North P32. So that is very nice as well. And then you got the J, hit the J key for the ditch lights, which are toggleable. And Shift J, pop them off. And then I'm gonna hit the headlight key again, And then you got your markers. And then if it's running ass first, it's got the same very, very lovely headlight flares back there as well. Just a nice natural color. All natural. And then the markers on the back as well. We'll go ahead and peep that horn. That's what's up. That's what's up. That sounds good. We'll get back here. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. Tucked away in the body back here. Get inside and do it to it. I like that. I don't think there's a sound occlusion, but we'll open the window anyway. To hear the bell as well. So it should be the proper, prim and proper K5LA and steel bell as well. It's kind of hard to hear with two of these suckers rumbling away next to one another here. And then, of course, you've got the ditchies that flash upon horn pullage. Yeah, these are nice. These look very, very nice. And it gives me, an excuse really to use the New York New Haven line again. Because, I mean, while we had the very nice M2s from Repo, you know, these are cool. Genesis, baby. Charger can suck it. Genesis is cool. Alright, so next what we'll do is we'll run through how to change prefurb and postfurb. Alrighty, gentle folk. So I have now got the very, very terrifying train simulator editor open. And I've got a consist plop down here. So this is obviously postfurb. It's got 2 GE plates or decals on there, no flag, and the fat numbers. So what you're going to want to do to change this up is just pop on the locomotive there till you get the little fly out to the right here. And then over here behind the locomotive number, so it's 228, you're going to add, let's see, so 2 is prefurb. So right now this is postfurb. So if I want to change this to postfurb, I'm just going to throw one of these in here. Hit the N key. Let's see, the equal sign in numero dos on there. And it should change it. There we go. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. So you got the American flag on there, 1 plate, skinny numbers. And that's it. It's that simple. Then if you want to change it back to the other one, going to get rid of the 1, or sorry, the 2, put in a 1, hit enter, it's gone. Going to go back to this one, prefurb. I like the prefurb, man. That flag on there, something about it. It just adds a little more to it. And America, you know. So go ahead and hit play on there. Now it does do that panic-inducing sound when you first load one of these in, but you know, again, that's nothing to do with the mod. That's the default engine, because that's the that's the sound that it makes when it's on DC power, which I don't even use going into Grand Central. I don't care. They can just inhale the smoke in there for all I care. They're just simulator people anyway. So it's going to continue to do that until you click on it. And then there it goes. We'll get them headlights on. Hop inside here. Nice froggy morning in the northeast. So by default, ATC and ACSES is on. You can turn those off just the same with the Metro North P32 with Control D or Control F. And throw that sucker in gear and get rolling. these things do look sharp, though. But it's pretty nice. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the Central Jersey Railfan 567 Mega Chungus pack, which covers like all kinds of stuff. Well, there's the New Haven FL9, which is what this service used to be. It used to be pulled by the FL9s, and that thing looks pretty nice by default, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, that was a repo conscription as well, and that thing was incredible. It looked really good visually. Just didn't have the best sounds or anything, and then of course the Central Jersey Railfan mod was added to that, so now it sounds good. You know, horn, bell, prime mover, and all that good stuff. So now we have both kind of semi-modern McGinnis passenger trains for the Northeast Corridor in the general vicinity, which is cool. So that's very cool, especially to be cool, you know, to see both side by side, if you will. But there's also a very, very nice, we'll go ahead and go to the page. I'll show you where it's at. I'll link it down below where you can find it naturally, as usual. But there's a nice little document or PDF that comes with it as well. Tells you how to install it. It is very, very easy. Tells you how to do everything I just kind of tried to gloss over here as far as changing the prefurb and postfurbs. Very nice photographs as well. And then all the people involved with it, which is Marty, LP, or Lucas Price, Ryan Young, Harry Lewis, Mike Cam, Pete Willard. And some of the sounds were Woody sounds, Anthony Wood sounds. But, so yeah, there's a lot going on with this pack. So it's definitely not just a repaint. And it is damn well worth it. Thing looks incredible. Gives me a reason to use the New Haven line again. But, yeah, I know it's nothing new per se, but like I was sleeping on this thing and I feel terrible about it. But it's out now. Go get it. I'll link it down below. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.